Turismo Sport in this week's daily races. We are beginning with Big Willow, or Race B. This week, actually surprisingly, had quite some smooth races. Considering on how last week went. This week, much smoother. You can see we qualified in position 12. I didn't do too much on the qualifying this week, primarily because my aim at the moment is to get my SR back up, because unfortunately after last week's races it did get knocked down to C. So I want to try and get that back up to S if it's possible. But by the end of this week's races, we did get it back into B, and probably literally just on the outside of getting it back into A. So by the end of next week's daily races, we should be at least back into an SR of A at least, maybe even S if I'm lucky. So there was a bit of like in this, I got a little tiny bit of a bump from the Audi TT there. I think that was just me because I had to brake a little bit more because Candy, who's in front of me, or it's like Candy 592 shop. I'm just gonna call him Candy. I'm gonna be behind him pretty much most of the time. There's another guy going off. Unfortunately, I can't see his name, but it's a Spanish guy. So yeah, I'm gonna spend quite a bit of time behind Candy. Yeah, he wasn't a dirty driver all day. He just seemed, sometimes in some of the corners, he did seem a bit swervy. I don't know if that's a tactic to try and stop people from overtaking him or not. I have no idea, but yeah. So yeah, when the Audi had a little bump into me, that was disappointing because I had to brake just a little bit extra because I was catching up with Candy a little bit too much in the corner. But we managed to come at least one position. I do try to go for the outside, sort of overtake there, but Candy does move over a little bit, so I run out of room, so I have to back out. So yeah, the main focus for this week's races, really for me, was not to try and win or anything like that. My main focus again was it's just to get my SR back up. I mean, if the race was like if I did quite well in the race, I did well. If I didn't do too well, I didn't do too well. German driver there going off. So we do manage to climb in the 10th. So all in all, managed to kind of cover positions, but still having quite a bit of a smooth race, which is good. Someone else going off there. Didn't see who that was, unfortunately. So it may have been a Portuguese driver who went off there. So yeah, at the end of this video there won't be any kind of incident analysis, which is something I normally tend to do at the end of these videos, because due to the smoothness of the racing actually this week, or apart from the beginning of the Maggiore race, that was a bit rough-ish, but due to the smoothness of the rest of the races and everything like that, there was actually no incidents to analyse. And anyone who went off on this track with the Big Willow, basically they just went off because they ran a bit wide, caught the dirt, and just went off the track because of that. So no German driver there. I'm staying outside. He gives me a little bump. Don't know why. I don't know what he's actually planned. I don't know what he planned to do. Throws him off a little bit. I do run a little bit wide, but I'm thinking he's got a 3-second penalty, so I'm not going to push you while I get past the bracket. There's another driver off there, which I didn't see his name. No, get past that smash driver, and boom, we've now climbed up to 7th place. So we've managed to climb up 5 positions just by trying to race as smooth as possible and not taking any stupid risks, basically, and just letting everybody else bugger up. So in this race, yeah, the dominating car was the Toyota 86, but I wanted to use something different. I didn't fancy using the Toyota because it's like I got the Toyota, so I could use it if I want to, but I thought nah, it's good. Another driver going off there. Unfortunately, didn't see who it was, but we managed to climb up from the 6th place. So it's like, yeah, I ain't gonna argue. But yeah, going back to my car choice. Sorry to go for the McLaren 650S. Yeah, it's just something. It is a car I'm comfortable with driving. So like, yeah, screw it, why not? So we're coming up to getting near about halfway through lap 4. So I've managed to now climb up basically 6th position. Just by racing smoothly and as clean as possible. It does help to just drive smooth and clean. Because you lose positions if you do, because I've now climbed up to 5th because somebody else went off. So now we're on the final lap, so due to unfortunately me running a little tiny bit wide on the one corner earlier on, did lose some ground on the candy. So we're now going to try and close that gap, if we can. Which I do seem to do. Now we're coming up to the section of the track. This is sort of my weakest section. This section here, sort of from this hill bit, getting around this bit. It was not my fastest section. And then once we got past this corner here, then the rest of it for me was fine. It was just that one little section. I was always a bit rough on. I think I was always a little bit rough on that section, personally. But we have managed to get basically pretty much near enough right up behind Candy now. So I do try and go for the inside here, but unfortunately just get cut off a little bit by Candy, but in a fair enough move. So, am I able to take over him on the last straight? Just don't get the speed, but I'm still gonna argue climb from 12th to 5th in just by racing smoothly and cleanly. So not a bad result, I think. So on to race. Race end. So the beginning of this race at Maggiore. Now I thought this race was going to go really terrible. Personally, I thought it was going to be very messy. It began a little bit messy because obviously everybody's all clumped up together near each other, so you know at the beginning was a bit rough, but after the first couple of laps it basically smoothed out and became much smoother racing. I've gone from the Mazda LM55. Now the problem is that Audi, the R18, it is one of the dominating cars. I think it's the most dominating car in the top 10. So I think the Alpine VGT is also in there as well. But I think more people will put qualifying in with the R18 rather than the Alpine. But the acceleration that R18 has at first, it's ridiculous. Hence why the guy behind me, which I think his name's like Harem or something like that, was basically just right up my arse at one point. So as you saw, the first couple of corners were a bit iffy. I mean, myself, I didn't get caught up in too much on the first couple of corners, but you can see it was a bit here. And you can see here, it's looking a bit, you know, it's very clumped. Very, you know, everyone's very close together. It's all very clumped up. So it's just trying to break away from the pack to not get caught up in anything bad, basically. Which I have managed to get myself to a nice ground here. And now I have some people with some penalties. My qualifying position, I actually didn't see what it bloody was. I think it was 13th, something like that, 12th or 13th. I know it wasn't very high. Again, didn't do a massive qualifying massive amount qualifying for this race, but managed to get up into 9th by the end of the first lap. So, and I'm technically car 17, so we're doing pretty well. Well, according to the game, I'm doing pretty well. Got Harren behind me again. Obviously, he must have had a bit of a rough section somewhere. It's Herwan. Got a little bit wide there, but made no incident to call, so we're all good. Someone else has been out there just behind me. And someone else gone up there, and boop, off he goes. I think at the beginning of this race, there was like 19 drivers at the beginning, and by the end, 7 have left. A lot of people quit this race near the end. So we've already lost 2 people. But I have managed to climb up to 6th place just by trying to avoid the shit and drive as smoothly as I can. Though I did have a couple of rough bits here and there, but all in all, still been, going pretty smooth. So let's see if we I'm not going to say it now. Let's see if we can catch up with her one, because no. To put it quite simply, it's no, because again, I do have the R18, and I also do have the Alpine, but I wanted to go for a car I've driven before, I'm comfortable with, I like how it sounds, and I like how it drives, personally myself. So I thought, yeah, it definitely wasn't the best car for the track, yes, but it wasn't the fastest car on the track, but it's a car I'm comfortable with, and I like how it sounds. So I'm happy with it. Now, now on the 3rd lap, I've still got Herwan in my sights technically, but due to that R18's low acceleration to very high acceleration, very quickly, kind of thing. But due to the R18's acceleration, it was very hard to. I could keep on pace with him, but I couldn't catch up with him. Basically, it's like that kind of situation where you can keep pace, but you just can't catch up. And they do slowly get ahead, but you can still keep up with them. It's not like they leave you miles behind in their dust, kind of thing. But I'm gonna still see what I can do. Now, unfortunately, though, personally myself for this race, I thought, oh, this is gonna be a really fun race. Though, yeah, I still had fun with it. Obviously, kind of thing. Still had fun with the race. Just driving around in my little Mazda, having a bit of fun. But it was actually probably the most lonely race this week, because there's a lot of this where I'm just basically sort of on my own kind of thing. So it's sort of like, though unfortunately it did, it's kind of not the most fun because I was on sort of like by myself a lot of the time. The benefit to that was, though, obviously, is that it was a lot easier for me to get the SR up, which was a big help to getting it up to be. Now I think on this point, yeah, Herwan went wide there. Once he's went a bit wide, so it allowed me to overtake and get up into 5th. So, but it's still like, at this point I'm thinking I'm going to try and stay ahead as best as I can, but I know I'm not going to be able to stay ahead for ages because of that R18, because of that acceleration that the R18 has. So it's kind of sort of like, just I'll keep pace for now. Just try and, you know, still kind of just getting around, but I will defend as well. I did defend a little bit, sort of thing. You know, just like, yeah, I'll defend a little bit. La la la. Just in case, for example, if he went off again or something like that. But if there is a point where it's like, it's literally, I've got no choice but to let him take over, then I'll let him rotate, because I'm not, if I can't fully fight against that R18 in the LM55. So he goes for an overtake here, which is fair enough, but then unfortunately he just turns into that corner. I'm able to overtake again, but I know in a minute he's going to be able to overtake me again, because we've got this kind of long straight coming up. So once we get to that, that's it. It's pretty much done. So at this point he's going to go on, be able to overtake, he overtakes. Oh, that's it. Not much I can do there. So since most of this race is pretty much me on my own, we're going to skip now to near the end of the race. Alright, so we're just coming into the last lap now. And as you can see, I'm in 6th place. Ever since Huan took over and took 5th place from me, not much has changed in the ways of my race. I mean, Huan now has climbed up to 3rd. I'm still in 6th. Though you can't see the time gaps on here, it's all like, I think 5th was like about 9 seconds ahead, and 7th was about 9 seconds behind. You know, so I'm sort of like basically like no man's land at the moment. Able to easily stay ahead of 7th, but not really able to catch up with 5th. So, I pitted in around about, I think, lap 7. I came out on lap 8, and ever since lap 8 I've been in 6 and just on my own basically. So it's like, oh well, not a lot I can do. Now I think before the cut there were 17 cars, but now there is just 12. As I said earlier on in the race, is that 19 people started, or I think it was 19 people started, but 7 people left. I'm pretty sure it was 19. And 7 people left and ended on 12, so a lot of people didn't have a good time in this race, but myself, I had an alright time, actually. And it was a major big boost to my SR, which was always very nice. Very good. So yeah, that race, beginning of it, pretty hectic, but then round about the middle, getting to the end, pretty standard, and more on my own most of the time, so that's why I just decided to cut a lot of that race out actually. So, on to what was a very unexpected race for me. Right, here we are on the final race of this video, and I was not actually expecting this. When I saw that it was Tsukuba and it's a GRX, I was thinking, oh, it's probably going to be some little like hatchbacky car or something from the like 1960s or something like that. I wasn't actually expecting it to be the karts, the 125 shifters. Though, yeah, this race is, you know, it's on Tsukuba, it's quite short. This was probably when I had the most fun on. I had the most fun in this race. I didn't have the best launch, unfortunately, so I did drop back down, but managed to climb up those, back up those positions again pretty simple, pretty easily. But yeah, had the most fun in this race. I mean, yeah, it was kind of, you know, it was pretty easy going, pretty smooth going, and stuff like that. But it was the most fun. It was fun in the childish wonder kind of way. You know, because I've tried to set up a couple of races before with the go-karts, and nobody really came to them. I've never really seen anyone do anything in them. To be honest, I've never seen people do races in the go-karts and stuff like that. So I was actually quite happy to see this one. I was like, yeah, I've only actually get to drive around the go-kart and actually race with other people. This was another one that I was expecting to actually end up being kind of quite messy. but actually turned out to be very, very smooth. I think it was just because, you know, you're in the go-karts, you know, they're not like powerhouse machines and stuff like that, but they can be a bit unpredictable. Next year there was the maintenance notice whilst I was capturing this, but that's that maintenance now done. That was the update for the new cars that have just come into the game. After all, so far coming near the end of the second lap, and I'm up in the 7th. So I think I'm around about where I started. I think maybe a little bit higher, maybe. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. I can't actually remember where I qualified. I never had the best line through there. People were always able to get through that last corner a bit faster than I could. So I probably wasn't taking the fastest line through there. But oh well, what can I do? I'm just having a bit of fun. So I'm still there with Craigie baby. And coming up to about halfway through the first lap now. And then is it this lap? Yeah. Craigie baby, I don't know what you were doing there. I don't know what happened to you there. But he's just like, nah, I have no need for corners. I'm just gonna guess that he maybe just overcorrected it too much in the corner or something like that, and it just sort of like swerved off, you know, because these cars can be a bit unpredictable. But yeah, Craigie baby is just like, nah, there's no need for corners for me. But I did manage to climb up into 6 now, so all in all, still not doing too badly. We're on a penultimate lap. Let's see if we can make any other positions. Do I make any other positions? Yes, I do, because the Spanish driver there, I'm not so sure what his name is. It's like Intrater or something like that. Intrater. I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, he just had spun out. So I managed to climb up in the 5th. No. So, okay. Am I able? Since we've got one more lap to go, we've got Hill Pig. Yeah, I did have a penalty, so managed to climb up in the 4th. Right, so go on to the last lap. I thought Jody here do end up going a bit wide. Hill Pig is able to get past, but drop back down to 5th. But still, again, 5th place. Not going to argue with that. But let's see if I can retake 4th from Hill Pig. So last few corners left to go. Let's see if I can make any overtaking over here. Nope. Try to do an overtake there. I do. Go to 4th. But again, now we're coming up to the corner where I was always a bit slower, but also Hill Pig did have a bit of a slipstream. Goes from the inside, does retake 4th from me, but I get 5th, and pretty happy with 5th place. So that's it for this week. Please remember to like and subscribe, and share this video with some of your friends. And remember to also check out my playlist for Gran Turismo Sport, alongside with No Man's Sky and Skyrim. So until the next time, as always, I will see you all at the finishing line.